If your entire government contracting strategy consists of registering in SAM.gov, getting certified, and searching for solicitations, you do not have a strategy. You have completed some important administrative steps. There's a major difference between being registered to pursue government contracts and being strategically positioned to win them. Hello, I'm Troy A. Small, CEO and Principal Consultant of Copperwater Consulting. I spent more than 30 years working in government acquisition, contracting, program management, and small business advising, including 15 years as a contracting officer. Today, I help businesses understand how the government buys, identify realistic opportunities, and pursue government contracts with greater clarity and discipline. In this video, I'm going to explain why SAM.gov is a tool, not a government contracting strategy, and walk you through 5 decisions your business must make before investing significant time and money in the federal marketplace. Let me begin by making something clear. SAM.gov is important. For most businesses pursuing direct federal contract awards, registering in SAM.gov is an essential part of becoming eligible to do business with the federal government. SAM.gov also gives businesses access to contract opportunities, federal award information, assistance listings, and other valuable government data. But SAM.gov does not tell you which agencies are the best customers for your business, whether those agencies are buying what you sell, how they purchase those products or services, who your competitors are, whether you should pursue an opportunity, how to position your company, or how to demonstrate that you can perform successfully. SAM.gov gives you access to the marketplace. It does not give you a strategy for competing in that marketplace. Think about it this way. Having a driver's license gives you permission to drive. It does not tell you where you should go, which route you should take, or whether your vehicle can handle the trip. That is what strategy is supposed to do. Too many businesses confuse administrative readiness with competitive readiness. Administrative readiness means that your registrations, representations, certifications, and basic information are in place. Competitive readiness means that you understand your customer, your market, your competition, your capabilities, and the government's requirements. You need both, but they are not the same thing. The first strategic decision is determining exactly what your company sells that the government actually buys. This sounds obvious, but it is where many businesses begin to struggle. A company may say, "We provide consulting. We do information technology. We sell office supplies. We offer construction services." Those descriptions are too broad to guide a government contracting strategy. You must define the specific problem you solve, the outcome you deliver, and the type of requirement you can realistically perform. For example, instead of saying we provide management consulting, you might say we help federal program offices improve acquisition planning, contract administration, and contractor performance oversight. That tells the buyer more about your relevance. Your next code helps categorize your business, but the next codes are not your value proposition. A long list of codes does not make a company more competitive. In fact, it can make the company look unfocused. Start by identifying the 2 or 3 capabilities your business can support with credible experience, adequate resources, and clear evidence. Do not begin by asking, which contracts can I find? Begin by asking, which government problems is my business qualified to solve? The second decision is identifying which government agencies are realistic customers for your business. The federal government is not one customer. It consists of departments, agencies, commands, bureaus, program offices, installations, and other buying organizations. each with different missions and priorities and requirements and purchasing patterns. Saying, I want to sell to the Department of Defense is not a complete target market decision. The Department of Defense is enormous. Which military department? Which command? Which installation? Which program office? Which contracting activity? What does that organization purchase? How frequently does it purchase it? How much does it typically spend? Which businesses have received the work in the past? Your strategy should focus on the agencies and buying organizations where three things overlap. First, they have a demonstrated need for what you provide. Second, your capabilities and experience align with that need. Third, there is a realistic acquisition path through which your business can compete. This is why federal market research must go beyond searching active solicitations. By the time a solicitation appears, the government may have spent months or even years defining the requirement, conducting market research, developing the acquisition strategy, and communicating with potential industry partners. If the first time you learn about the requirement is when the final solicitation is released, you may already be behind better informed competitors. The third decision is determining the size and complexity of contract your company can credibly perform. A large contract may look attractive because of its dollar value, but the most valuable opportunity is not necessarily the largest opportunity. It is the opportunity that fits your company's capabilities, resources, experience, and growth stage. Before pursuing a contract, ask, do we have enough qualified people? Can we recruit additional personnel quickly enough? Do we have the financial capacity to support payroll and other costs before receiving payment? Do we have the necessary systems, licenses, insurance, clearances, or certifications? Can we manage the reporting, documentation, security, quality control, and compliance requirements? Can we perform at the required locations and within the required schedule? And can we absorb the consequences if something goes wrong? Government buyers are not only evaluating whether you can technically perform the work, they are also evaluating performance risk. Your responsibility is to show the government that selecting your company represents a reasonable and manageable risk. Do not pursue a contract simply because your business is technically capable of doing the work. Pursue it when your business is operationally, financially, and managerially prepared to perform the work. The fourth decision is whether you should pursue prime contracts, subcontracts, or both. Some new businesses assume that success in government contracting begins with winning a prime contract directly from an agency. That is not always the best entry point. As a prime contractor, you are directly responsible to the government for contractor performance. You may be responsible for staffing, schedules, subcontractors, invoicing, compliance, quality control, deliverables, documentation, and communication with government personnel. Subcontracting can provide a different path. It may allow your business to build relevant past performance, learn how federal contracts operate, develop relationships with established contractors, contribute a specialized capability, and participate in larger requirements that your company could not yet manage alone. Subcontracting is not a lesser form of government contracting. When approached strategically, it can be an effective market entry and growth strategy. The right choice depends on your company's maturity, resources, experience, relationships, and risk tolerance. Your strategy should answer not only what do we want to win, it should also answer what role are we currently prepared to perform. The fifth decision is determining what evidence demonstrates that your company can perform. Every business says it provides excellent service. Every business says it is reliable, responsive, innovative, and customer focused. Those statements are not differentiators without evidence. Government buyers want to understand, what similar work have you performed? For whom did you perform that work? What was the size and complexity of that work? What measurable results did you produce? Was the work completed successfully? And how is that experience relevant to the current requirement? If you do not have federal prime contract performance, that does not automatically disqualify you. You may have relevant commercial, state, local, subcontracting, nonprofit, military, or professional experience. The key is explaining that experience accurately and connecting it directly to the government's requirement. Do not exaggerate your company's experience. Be clear about who performed the work, in what capacity, and why that experience matters. Credibility is one of your most valuable assets in the government marketplace. So, what should you do after registering in SAM.gov? Build a strategy that answers these 5 questions. Number one, what specific government problem does our business solve? Number two, which agencies and buying organizations have a demonstrated need for that solution? Number three, what size and type of requirement can we credibly perform? Number four, should we enter as a prime contractor, a subcontractor, or pursue both paths? Number five, what evidence can we present to reduce the government's perception of risk? Once you answer those questions, SAM.gov becomes much more useful. Instead of randomly searching thousands of opportunities, you can search with purpose. You can focus on specific agencies. You can recognize relevant requirements earlier, and you can identify incumbent contractors and potential teaming partners. You can make better bid or no bid decisions, and you can stop wasting valuable time pursuing contracts that do not fit your business. Registering in SAM.gov is a step. Obtaining a certification is a step. Creating a capability statement is a step. Searching for solicitations is a step. But disconnected steps do not automatically create a government contracting strategy. A real strategy connects your capabilities to a defined customer, a validated need, a realistic acquisition path, and credible evidence of performance. Start with clarity, pursue with discipline, and prepare to perform with confidence. Now, I would like to hear from you. Which of these 5 decisions is the most difficult for your business? Defining what you sell, identifying the right agencies, determining what you can perform, choosing between prime and subcontracting opportunities, or demonstrating credible experience? Share your answer in the comments. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to the Troy A. Small channel for practical government contracting guidance from someone who has worked on both sides of the table. And if your business needs help developing a realistic government contracting strategy, visit copperwaterconsulting.com. I'm Troy A. Small. Thank you for watching. And remember, SAM.gov can help you find the marketplace, but your strategy determines how you compete in it.